like just do it for even just a short extended amount of time, you get to the ability where that shit just kind of like you can physically like smell that where you when you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can hear it. Like I have this one song that dropped on Apple. It's called On My Mind. I had some really good promotion on it. Shout out anybody that like I saw a lot of it was through repeated listens on other person's own playlists. So you have like different types of insights and shit. Like, you know, this was from one playlist, but this is the amount of people that added it specifically to their playlist and heard it through there more. Those numbers were fucking awesome. It's the first time I've seen anything like this consistently between the three song drop. All of them are going to be on the album. We have OMM, we have Faded, and now Hold My Hand just dropped. All of them have done. I don't say, I say amazing humbly because it's my relevance of amazing. Bro, I thought it was dope when I hit 500 monthly listeners. Now I'm over 2,000 in like less than a week and a half after it happened. Like Hold My Hand kind of boosted everything.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's like it's just a kind of really cool thing now. And now like I have people that have like, especially like people that I've been working with, finally like understand that I'm on that level as well. That's why I got these connections to the people I'm going to be going on tour with. It's why I got the connections into things that like even on the rise. Like even though like sometimes things don't necessarily go as well as it should have, or then they said they would. But it's still amazing to ever have an opportunity to network with artists because I've met some of the best artists in Colorado, and I'll put some of them better than me by far. Like and not like objectively, but just like in my personal opinion, like you fucking wipe the floor with me. So I beg that you're down to put the X on that song instead of featuring because I don't want to be bodied on my own feature.
Mm.
Shout out E Money, we got something coming out soon. Crazy vibe shit. Y'all again not ready for some shit after you've heard this first album. Uh, he's one of these top ones that I think at least match my level. You know, we got Troy Good. I think his level of fucking motivation and like ability to get things done and also make super dope music that I don't necessarily consider better or worse than mine, just on a different vibe. At least in the top three artists in Colorado currently. Undeniably. He don't get enough credit as he deserves, but that's the homie for real. And I don't know, like if we're talking art as an art, my boy Ralphie Sway, who's currently making that album into a short film, because like chronologically, it's like the beginning to the end of these feelings, like anything you'll go through, and kind of like not like on a medical sense bipolar, but the way that once your emotions are on that wavelength of just being fucked with,
Mm.
it's so easy to have those highs and lows so much closer together than you would have normally had ever. So it's like in a sense bipolar and on that level that's kind of what the album sounds like. There's a 3-track run that I literally call my slap in the face. It goes into this, it starts off with a song that like is like Nirvana if it was a little bit more poppy, and I say that very very respectfully,
Mm.
which goes into what I played tonight, Hold My Hand, which is like a Kanye beat. Fucking I can't really compare my verses to either one of them, but they're both one takes all the way through, and they're pretty decently long verses. um and then the hook, I feel like I like blueprint Jay-Z that bitch. If I'm not gonna lie, it's really dope, and a lot of people when they hear it are just like, yeah, that's a fucking like that's a bop for sure. And then it ends with a like Blink 182, but in my voice type fucking rager ass song. The hook is just fuck up. That's what they call me, and it's just a really cool punk song that like again people listen to that like I know don't listen to punk and they're like, yo, this shit's actually like I get that, I get the vision of that, and that's back to back to back. So it goes from one to the next to the next, just completely different sounds, and then back into the fusion that I've been building this whole time. And so it's like showing that high and low and shit. But the music videos are now going to be telling that story as well visually, but abstractly. He's a videographer, he's a fashion designer, he's a musical artist. A complete love to the effort that he's given into me and the camaraderie beyond the business. Real talk, like same thing with Touch Money Ron. He's getting splits on the album. I did the whole project with him, one engineer. When I met him, he invited me back for free on some real shit because he fucked with the feature I gave somebody. Bro didn't charge me for that first real session. I was like, and he got it. Like very first song took him maybe 10 minutes, 3 takes. And he put this like mix on some shit already when I was coming through that was on point. It's a song called Wheel Wells. It was so fucking easy to communicate that to him. And it's important in my eyes. If you fuck with the vision or at least get it to the point that you're able to work on it in a progressive way, that's so much more important to me than getting the best quality or the best fucking people on your team. I'd rather the people that can do the effort and will. There'd be times I'd be driving back from Denver, 3 o'clock in the morning, and Ron texts me like, yo, I just sent 4 more versions of that track. The way I mixed and mastered them, whatever. It's like, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. motherfucker, you're up this late and you're thinking about my shit on some like, you know, I already paid you whatever I would pay. I'm not gonna discuss full business like that. Um, but it was blessings when he did, and fucking so, and then I get that. It's like you're up thinking about me independently and thinking about that album. At that point, yeah, I'm fucking with you all the way.
Yeah.
And I meant that. I told him on that second session, like, I'm not going to go to any other intro. Oh, sorry, the first session, I told him that. But the second session, he realized it. I've had sessions, I got 6 songs at least fucking reference ready done. Real shit. In a single session, like a 4-hour session. I work to work to work. I don't bring a lot of people to the studio. I don't try to, you know, I don't pull up to get fucked up. I don't pull up unprepared unless I know I'm gonna kill a couple freestyles and I've heard the beats multiple times. I'm not gonna freestyle something that I just randomly came into unless it's one of those like magic beats that an engineer pull out every now and again that motherfucker made. And yeah, it's just like that, bro. So this next album I'm planning to span out a little bit. I'm still working very heavily with Ron on most mastering aspects and also just certain songs, man, that I know that he's already heard and fucking we fucked around on. Oh, did it cut out?
Yeah.
Dang. That's I'm having fun with this conversation, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude. It's. I'm excited for this album. I feel like it's gonna really kind of shake up some shit. And if not like to the level that I get $1 million off this, it's gonna put me in an opportunity space that like I feel like once you know, I'm not gonna say I necessarily have made up for a lot of the shit that I just did or feel or whatever. And like, you know, I've never went out of my way to personally hurt somebody that like, in my personal opinion, off of a experience we had, because I don't judge people off other people's words. I'd like to meet them and then get that opinion off them. Unless it's some really crazy shit that like is factual. Like, bro, there's no denying this is what I'm saying is true. Like, you can look it up on like some other shit type shit. But like, I never went out of my way to just do that to people. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I did hurt people, and sometimes you do the wrong thing and you don't necessarily recognize it until you mature, or grow in that level, or have seen someone else go through it aside from you, or gone through it yourself, which is kind of what happened with the start of that album. And like, once you realize that and you acknowledge it, I feel like God starts giving you just a little bit of slack. Until then, you're getting fucking pressure because eventually you either realize it and that pressure can be relieved now, or you don't untighten that bolt and that bitch is gonna keep building until your pipes burst and you do something irreversible. Not just morally, but ethically. Like you either locked up, you're dead, you're in a coma because you overdosed, you do some random shit. And it happens on a random day. When it happens. You gotta let it out at some point, bro. And when you acknowledge it, I feel like it's the first way of like, no matter what you do from there, knowing it personally is so important in that level. And that's where it all kind of started to come together a little bit. Like, I'm a very spiritual person. I do believe in God in terms of the Hebrew, Christian, Muslim type aspect. I've had a lot of the Quran either read to me or I've read, and it's the basis I got off it is like, you're made in God's image, so you're God. But not like to think of yourself on a godly level, like, bitch, I'm God, I'm doing it. Like, no, bro, you're literally a part of him, so act on that. Do something that's going to change the world.
Yeah.
Everybody believed God was on their side. American motherfuckers prayed during World War II, and Nazis prayed to God in World War II, and Nazis prayed to the same God, both saying they was on his side. Maybe he wasn't on his side. You got to make them choices and shit. I do believe in something combining all those three, but that was the one that like hit the most, bro. And it's interesting how people like to just mainstream media run off whatever someone else will tell them. Like, I don't read movie reviews before I go see the movie. I don't. I won't let it, because then if someone points something out, even if I don't think that was something bad, I recognize it and I know when it's gonna come up and it's a spoiler. And you're gonna subconsciously let that exactly. It influences it, bro. That's when I saw Wolfman before looking up any reviews, and it gets way more hate than it does. They say it's too slow. Motherfucker, it literally goes through the entire transformation happening in one night on some non-CGI shit. They prosthetically did like the entire movie except for some of the backgrounds. But dude, it is like wild. Some Star Trek, Star Wars type actual like makeup. Yeah, but good. Okay. Yeah. From his vantage point, right? Yeah, exactly, bro. And it's just it's really well done, bro. And like, it is a slow burner because it's bro. There's a lot of the movie you see from the dude who's turning's perspective. Like, what he would be seeing is still the same scene, but it phases into like what as a werewolf you would be seeing. And no, Teen Wolf ain't do it right. One or two scenes in the locker room when you see. It's nothing like this, bro. I'm telling you, it's a shocker. It's insane. And like when I realized that very early on, like it was gonna be told a lot through his perspective in total as well, to really give the idea. man, like without no spoilers, like when like English language doesn't start to click as much because it's dog's hearing, they do that through his randomly in a scene, and at first you don't even realize that she's not speaking English no more. And when that hits, it's like holy fuck, like he's already gone, dog type shit. And like I'll never say when that happens, but it's just random. It's things like that is subtle, bro. And when they're like, if you appreciate cinema like that, it's the best fucking werewolf movie ever made, or honestly, story told. Yeah, it's the newest Wolfman. It's in theaters still. It's fucking insane. I actually was on the edge of my seat. Yes, absolutely. But not in first person. It's the whole scene stays the same except for what would be removed or added in his shit.
I wonder what that's like watching from your home.
I was hitting the dab pen. I was in the dab pen the whole time in the theater. We was like one of 4 people in the theater, and the other group was like 2 people or 3 people. Sorry, it was like we were 3, so it was 6 people in total, and they were also stoners. Where I could tell immediately by the jokes they were telling a couple rows above us. So I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm hitting the dab pen the whole time. Man, I was zooted. And the movie was like terrifying. If I had not moved out to Colorado and lived in Florida my whole life, it wouldn't hit as hard. But I've been out in the woods now at nighttime, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's really scary, isn't it? In Florida, that shit don't register. Yeah, it's terrifying. It's really really cool, but it's a very unique and first time done visually story that if you can sit through a slow burner, if you don't have TikTok brain and you can sit for 2 hours and 15 minutes, it's really fucking worth watching. It's really well done. It's actually kind of scary. All prosthetics done for any body horror transformation. Insane.
That's not bad.
Especially like scene by scene transformation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, to end off the show, like, what is we talk about a lot of self love and mental health, and positive thinking and taking care of yourself. Um, do you do therapy? Do you do mushrooms? Do you go outside barefoot, walk in the grass? Or are you the type to just go sunbathe? Like,
How long do I have to answer this question?
it's the last thing. So what
But
time is it?
there's a lot of different ways to
12. I want to be done probably by 12:30. So you
say
got
less.
18 minutes.
I don't even need that much, but there's a lot of different things that I do, and I feel like there's never a solid answer to that because I never do what you do. Like you'll never do what he does. Everybody has just a little bit different way of doing that shit, and it's like important about communication to even understand that, and not just sit there and think your shit work on everybody because that might be the one they're missing. I tried therapy. Personally, for me, it did not work. I really tried. I gave it a real good shot. That shit, I made worse decisions during therapy because I thought I was helping them, and so I stopped doing as much work on, outside of just I didn't have to pay for that therapy. It was not necessarily state mandated, but it was fucking like, go do this if we're not gonna fucking like hit you with real jail time as a teen. So I tried. Now that doesn't discredit therapy at all. I know for some people it fucking changes lives, right? I'm in Colorado, by the way, so I can legally say this, and this is legal in Colorado. I do DMT. I call it recreational suicide. Your brain releases about that level when you do die. So because that's the only time it releases it like that, when you do DMT, your brain, one of your first brain things that happens when you do enough of a dose is, holy fuck, I'm dying. Now, in all reality, it's going to be over in 15 minutes regardless. There's never been an overdose of DMT. There's no possible way to do so because the antibodies in your brain are why it only lasts 15 minutes. It's the same chemical in ayahuasca, which is a 24 to 48-hour trip, just made a different way. So that changed my perspective. It's when I started like truly realizing that God, in some sense, gods or God, I believe that everybody has their own God. If you tell me you had experience, who the fuck am I to say that you didn't? Right. So when I say gods, I just know that I mean not just the one I believe in or think is here. Um, there's people on that level that like you so powerfully meet. And again, it's something that's naturally created in every living being on Earth for the most part. I don't think there's still been an objection to that, but everything produces DMT in some way. It's like one of those things that might be theorized to be that meteor that hit Earth, killed the dinosaurs. That was one of the stardust things that came up and created the atmosphere or some level of living. Mushrooms as well. That shit's crazy what it can do if you don't always take them just as a, like, don't do it for fun. Like, yes, have fun on them, but like not every time needs to just be like I'm getting fucked up or I just want to get trippy. Like if you sit there and set intentions, like not necessarily pray, but like manifest with, or like when I say spell, just like word that have power to the mushrooms with an intention, without necessarily demanding this is what you see, because it's going to show you what it wants to show you regardless. sometimes those intentions lead to the most powerful and eye-opening shit that you could realize and never would have. They have the ability to create empathy on a level that's intertwinable. Like I've felt other people's pain or emotions. There was a partner I had that has asthma, and at one point, fucking, she started having an asthma attack a little bit, and on my life, this shit really happened. It like she passed it off to me in a minute without using a nebulizer, Ventolin, fucking budesonide, albuterol, nothing. Breathed deeper than I ever heard her do. And motherfucker, my shit was so tight and it was wet. It's a mucus that forms on the lungs.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to feel that. And it went away for both of us really quickly. Like, I have beautiful lungs. It's crazy that I do, but I do. Things like that change the way you fucking feel, and then I can also feel about yourself, right? So I do things, music, music's a great outlet, but it doesn't necessarily end all be all fix shit, but mushrooms, DMT, um, picking the homies is a big one.
What's it called?
Picking the homies. Like the people you got around.
Oh,
Making your circle and tending to it consistently.
Yeah, Project Heat.
Even deeper than that, you don't gotta fuck with everything I do. You don't gotta agree with everything I agree with. Intelligent people never agree on the same shit all down to the everything. You know what I'm saying? There's differences in perspective. But the homies that'll be real with you, and as stupid as it sounds, you could be vulnerable with. But on any level, vulnerable like ideologically, vulnerable like fucking with depression, vulnerable with you feeling a fucked up way about some shit that might not be fucked up how you're thinking about it, but you think is. It causes a lot of hiding, and when you have homies, you can just be straight up with. And even if they might judge you for it, it doesn't change the relationship beyond fucking not even just fixing but evolving.
Mm-hmm. And a better understanding of who you're actually, choosing to cultivate these ties with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest ones I found out recently. My circle got very small recently, and sometimes not without any catalyst. Just I don't know.
We come to phases in our life that we develop a better understanding of ourselves, and in turn,
like I moved out here before anybody that I knew. When I left for California, I told my mom's, I told her because her kid is my goddaughter, and like I stayed with you for a couple times, but not when I left for Colorado. When I left Orlando. Yeah, I did come up and see y'all, but that was on some stupid shit, bro. You was about to like, I don't remember what was happening, but
I went to boot camp.
yeah,
You had told me about whatever.
That's another time, another place. But the self love kind of just it goes beyond physical expression in words. I do think it is very much an internal thing just as much as it is a physical and practice thing. It's on yourself to get through what the fuck you're getting through, regardless. But you need homies that understand that and still want to help without trying to influence. That's when shit becomes really cool. And it allows you to do all these other things like walk out in the grass. Because you ain't had that idea before when you got it. How'd you get it? Probably the homies. Doing mushrooms. You had to find someone to buy them off of. In Colorado, they're legal. Gift. I'm sorry. You have to find someone to get gifted to them from.
That in itself is wild.
DMT is now legal in Colorado, so I can talk about it. It's fucking dope. You got to know somebody that knows somebody or someone that you do know that you've known for a while. I moved out here. I linked with someone that I never fucking got to link with on a professional level in Florida, and it's when I really started getting on my next level. Then I convinced her to move out here. Bring my goddaughter out here too. Bring people. There's a law.
Because you know how I just found out today.
Let me finish first. Yeah, but and then you also, I convinced him to just move out here recently. All of some like, I know you can take that shit right. I know that you can do the right thing up here, type shit, and like that comes from being able to love yourself and understand that you've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like I told nobody that I was leaving California. People were hitting me up for weed, and I was like, bro, I live in fucking Vallejo now. Wait, what? Why didn't you say nothing? Because I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not doing this shit no more. Why haven't I got to tell you? So it's like when you create that circle that travels through all that and like can evolve and gets better and does have more positives and negatives, and you're mature enough to get through the negatives due to the strength of the relationship. That's some self-love that you both already can give to somebody or be made to realize on a positive level. And like I think it's just all in all how I feel personally. It's affected me, got me through this album. I'd have never done it without certain homies, but now even going crazier, and I'd have never got this cool of a tour to go on for my very first tour if it wasn't for the homies. That shit makes me love myself. It's all about catalysts. You can't bitch about shitty reactions before you bitch about shitty behavior. But on the positive side of that as well, you can't thank God and thank everything for what you have without also realizing how you got there. So at that moment, it's just everything just becomes better, bro. Just keep good people around and be good to those people as well. But also just be good in general. Like, I know sometimes you fuck up. I have anger issues. I've done a lot of fucked up things in my life. But if you're trying to get better and you start that path, you can definitely do some cool shit if you're able to just get over yourself first by loving yourself. Like, understanding that you got through some shit. Shout out Ladro for that, by the way. I'll quote it in the next interview we have. But that shit's like
You are more than
the
your
baseline, bro.
experiences.
Humans are fucking social animals.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man, this has been a fucking pleasure. Real talk. This has been really, really awesome. It's the first podcast I've ever done as well. So shout out Puff Puff Responsibly.
Yeah, it's Puff Responsibly show. Puff Puff Trivia. Part of the whole Flex Lana family.
Flex what?
Flex Lana.
Okay, hell yeah. Shout out Flex Lana. Shout out everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the opportunity. You can find me anywhere on any music platform that exists. If you still, for some reason, listen to fucking iHeartRadio or Pandora, you can find me there too. It's tattooed on my arm. If you ever see me in person and forgot how I just spelled it, EEETEE. 6-letter word. T is the 4th letter. Everything else is an E. Now on Instagram, it's that with the rapper like Chance the Rapper, but with the A at the. That's Instagram. Everywhere else is ET. I've got an album coming out in July because Lil Wayne decided to drop the Carter 6 on the same fucking day. I had it scheduled for over 2 months at that point to drop my album. I was like, there's no way I could possibly like even try to promote my shit when I'm also just excited about the Carter 6.
You think he'll talk about Kendrick in the song?
No, absolutely not. He don't need to. Why is Lil Wayne gonna involve himself in some stupid shit now, bro? What the fuck? No, bro. Gassing, bro. Bro, Carter 5 is probably my tied for my favorite Carter. I fucking love it.
Carter 3 for me, baby.
Yeah, see, no, Carter 4 I think is for me, but I'm a little bit younger than you. Carter 4 had John, bro. John came out when I was still taking the school bus. Didn't get my bass in it, but look at it, chop it, and come. That's a Miami rapper, bro. Motherfuckers forget Rick Ross, Miami. Regardless how you feel, that's a big ass name to come from Florida and his shit on everything, bro. So I mean, fuck it, like. But then Carter 5 is right there with me in the first place, and then it would be Carter 3 as a very, very close runner-up. Mr. Carter was still on my 2024 Apple replay, and that's all I listen to music on. So trust, I have very in-deep opinions if I give a strong one like that, especially about music. But I really do fuck with just
We'll
about
have to
anything.
do a music episode one day then.
Absolutely, like where you sit there and listen to some shit.
Yeah,
dude, I'll fucking bring unreleased tracks. I'll even bring, bro. If I have the chance to bring over a couple people, I could probably like try to get someone like Trizzy on the beat. But also like Trizzy Dundada. Shout out Trizzy, by the way, he killed the show tonight. Bring over like 2 or 3 people at different times just for like a 5-10 minute segment. Like do freestyles with them live as well.
Bro, I was thought about doing like freestyle Fridays here.
Yo, dog, I'm here, but like, I live in the Springs, so when I'm here and have the time, I'm
Yeah.
here anytime you want me, need me, bro. Give me enough advance, and it'll always be a yes. But I had a very good time tonight, and this is a very cool experience, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
This has been ET, though. I support everything that is supported for me, and I appreciate all the love that's been shown since I've got out to Colorado.
Yeah.
But we've got goals, not dreams.
Show
Milestones, baby.